Hello and welcome. We are on page number 11 of chapter number 7 dealing with registration under GST. Now, what is the applicable threshold limit? In the previous class, what we have done is we went through the provisions as contained in section 22 of the CGST Act. We started with the section 22, which deals with the persons who are liable for registration. In that class, what we have done is in the explanation for a special category states, actually what I might have explained to you is these are the special category states, but these are not special category states. Except these states, the remaining states which are mentioned in the constitution. So in constitution 4 plus 7, 11 states are special category states. Now out of this, these are excluded. Means what will be the remaining number of states? Remaining number of states are 4. So 4 will be special category states which are required for, and wherein the threshold limits are specified. Okay, right. Now we will continue with our analysis part as far as section 22 registration is concerned. So what does the section 22 state with regard to the threshold limit? The threshold limit prescribed under section 22 subsection 1 is 20 lakhs. However, we have learned that there is an amendment. There is an amendment, and as per that amendment, for subsection 22 subsection 1, second proviso is introduced along with an explanation. What does it state? The government may, at the request of the state and on recommendation of the council, enhance the aggregate turnover from 20 lakh rupees to such amount not exceeding 40 lakhs in case of supplier who is exclusively engaged in supply of goods, subject to conditions and limitations specified therein. And there is also an explanation which states that um, the service to the extent of extending deposits or loans advances for interest or discount will not be considered to be supply of service. This you should not consider, and you should consider goods only. So this is, and also there are subsection 6A, 6B, 6C, 6D with relation to authentication of the taxpayer, right? Now coming back to page number 11. So the threshold limit, be it 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs as the case may be, and whose aggregate turnover means all India basis, PAN based. What do you mean by aggregate turnover? We have defined. In a financial year exceeds 20 lakhs he or 40 lakhs and will be registered in that state or union territory from where he makes only taxable supply of goods and or services. Suppose in a state if he is making non-taxable supplies, suppose in a state if a person is only making non-taxable supplies or exempt supplies, then registration is not necessary in that state. Okay. Now in respect of special category states, the turnover will be taken as only 10 lakhs. Now as per article 279A4G, how many special category states are there? There are 11 special category states. But however, what does explanation 3 to section 22 provide? Then there it has been said that except, therefore only 4 will remain as special category states. What are those 4? Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur and Nagaland. So these are the 4 states for which 10 lakhs threshold limit is applicable. So they are applicable, 10 lakhs threshold limit is applicable only to Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur and Nagaland. Now let us say if a person has two places of businesses, okay, one in special category state and one in other states. Now, what is the threshold limit that has to be taken into consideration? 10 lakhs will be the threshold limit. So, if this fellow has more than one place of business, and even if one place of business is situated in a special category state, then 10 lakhs limit will apply. But if in that special category state place of business only non-taxable or exempted goods are supplied, again the threshold limit will not be 10 lakhs, but it will be restored to 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs as the case may be. Okay, this will be a little bit confusing, but if you go through these provisions some 2 or 3 times, you will get a better understanding. Now there is a notification number 10 2019 dated 7th March 2019, which states that, and it exempts a person from registration who is engaged in exclusive supply of goods and whose aggregate turnover in a financial year does not exceed 40 lakhs from the registration requirement. So you are a dealer. You are a dealer. You are making exclusive supply of goods. Exclusive supply of goods. And your aggregate turnover does not exceed 40 lakhs. You are exempt from registration. But this notification is not applicable to certain categories of persons who are there, who are required to take compulsory registration under section 24. For them, this notification is not applicable. And person engaged in supply of ice cream, edible ice, whether or not containing coca, pan masala, and all goods of tobacco products manufactured substitutes. For them also this is not applicable. Okay. Person engaged in making intrastate supplies in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Telangana, Puducherry and special category states, means 4 states. For them also this 40 lakhs limit is not applicable. So for these people the limit will be 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs as the case may be. Right? Persons who have opted for voluntary registration or such a registered person who intended to continue with their registration under the CGST Act. So if you are taken voluntary registration, then this is not applicable. This is not applicable. Now we can understand this by way of a chart. So any state other than special category states, okay, then if you are any other normal state like Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab, New Delhi, etc., if you are exclusively supplying goods, then up to 40 lakhs no need to register. If you are supplying both goods or service or exclusively services, then up to 20 lakhs no need to get yourself registered. Okay. If you are in the state of Telangana, it will be 2020. If you are in the state of Puducherry, 2020. Because this 40 lakhs exemption notification is not applicable to Puducherry and Telangana. Because here it has been given that Puducherry and Telangana, for them this 40 lakhs notification is not applicable. Now you have this 4 special category states. For them it will be only 10, 10, 10, 10. And also here also, if you are exclusively engaged in supply of goods, or you are providing only service, or you are providing both service and goods, the limit is only 10 lakhs. Now coming to the other states, for Jammu Kashmir you can take 40, Assam 40, Himachal Pradesh 40, Arunachal Pradesh it is only 20, only for goods. If you are supplying service or both goods and service, the threshold limit will be 20 lakhs. So this is in a nutshell, right? Now for Meghalaya, Sikkim, Uttarakhand also 20, 20, 20. So again in another form of pictorial representation, states for these four are special category states. Whatever you supply, limit is only 10 lakhs. But for both goods and services, 20 lakhs threshold is for Arunachal, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Puducherry and Telangana. For the remaining states, if you are supplying only goods, it will be 40 lakhs. If you are supplying service or both goods and service, it will be 20 lakhs. We will understand this by way of an example. Prithviraj of Assam. Prithviraj is in Assam. So Assam means here. If he is exclusively supplying goods 40 lakhs, only service 20 lakhs, both goods and service 20 lakhs for Assam. Okay. His aggregate turnover in the intrastate supply of shoes. So only goods. Turnover is 22 lakhs. Turnover. So only goods Assam. Only goods Assam, the limit is 40 lakhs. So no need of registration. Prithviraj is exclusively engaged in pan masala. For pan masala, 40 lakhs limit is not applicable. For pan masala, 40 lakhs limit is not applicable. 20 lakhs limit is applicable. If he is exclusively engaged in supply of service means threshold limit is 20 lakhs. Okay. Prithviraj is engaged in both taxable as well as goods as well as service, then also 20 lakhs. Because for Assam, what it has been stated, for Assam, here threshold limit of 20 lakhs for only service or both goods and service. Only goods means 40 lakhs. And here it is being said that the 40 lakhs exemption notification is not applicable to person who is making this pan masala, tobacco and manufactured tobacco substitutes, ice cream, edible oil. Okay. Next. We will move on to the next example. Shivaji of Telangana. Now go to Telangana. Where is Telangana? Telangana is here. Means for both goods and services it is 20 lakhs. Okay. Now Shivaji of Telangana is engaged in intrastate supply of toys. Mind you, intrastate. If it happens to be interstate, compulsory registration is required barring a few exceptions. Aggregate turnover 22 gone. Because it has increased at 20, the registration is compulsory. Shivaji exclusively engaged in taxable service. Here also 20 lakhs. Both goods and services. Here also 20 lakhs. Because for everything it is 20 lakhs. As seen from this diagram. Okay. Now, coming to the Manipur. Manipur is special category. Manipur is special category. So for everything it will be 10 lakhs. Manipur is special category. Therefore, for everything it will be what you call 10 lakhs. Intrastate supply of paper means only goods. Aggregate turnover in the current financial year is 12 lakhs gone because it exceeded 10 lakhs. Get registered. Is exclusively engaged in taxable services, then also 10 lakhs. Both taxable goods and services, then also 10 lakhs. Because for everything it is 10 lakhs in respect of Manipur, special category state. Now comes Assam. Assam. Assam means third table. Assam means third table. Here we have exclusive goods, it is 40 lakhs, and only service or both goods and service, it will be 20 lakhs. It is Assam, for Assam. Now going back to Assam, what is the illustration given? Intra-state supply of ready-made garments means goods. Ready-made garments means goods. Turnover in the financial year from Assam showroom is 28 lakhs. Assam, it is 28 lakhs. Another showroom in Tripura. Tripura. Another showroom in Tripura with a turnover of 11 lakhs. Now Tripura means Tripura is a special category state. Means the threshold limit for everything is only 10 lakhs. Okay. Now special category state is there, therefore for him the threshold becomes 10 lakhs. Threshold becomes 10 lakhs. So the turnover here, it is 39 lakhs. So the turnover is limit is threshold limit is only 10 lakhs. Right? Okay. Next. Registration required only from a place of business where taxable supplies takes place. So, if you are carrying on business in Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana, the turnover in Andhra Pradesh is 15 lakhs taxable. The turnover in Telangana is 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs or 30 lakhs, wholly exempt. Wholly exempt. Now, what is the aggregate turnover? Aggregate turnover is 45 lakhs. Aggregate turnover is 45 lakhs. So, you have to take registration for Andhra Pradesh. But in Telangana, since only exclusive exempt supplies are provided, no need of registration in Telangana. Okay. So a person is required to obtain registration with respect to each place of business in India from where taxable supplies take place. Need not liable to register in a state or from where he makes only an exemption or non-taxable supply. Let's understand this by way of an example. Uday Enterprise supply of taxable goods in Maharashtra. Very good. It also supplies alcoholic liquor in Nagaland. Alcoholic liquor is non-taxable. Alcoholic liquor is non-taxable. And that too Nagaland is given. Nagaland is a special category state. Nagaland. Nagaland is a special category state. Okay. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura are special category states. Right? Now, turnover in Maharashtra is 34 lakhs and Nagaland is 8 lakhs. Now, first of all, you calculate the aggregate turnover. You calculate the aggregate turnover. The aggregated turnover on all India basis, including everything, is 34 plus 8. 8 plus 4, 12, 1, 42 lakhs. 42 lakhs. Now, here the turnover exceeded 42 lakhs, right? The turnover exceeded 40 lakhs. Now, in Nagaland, there is a special category state. This is a special category state. And here you can observe that only goods, right? Now, whether the threshold only goods means for Maharashtra 40, for Nagaland 10. What we have to take? 40 lakhs or 10 lakhs? We have to take, we should not consider this because this is wholly exempted or non-taxable. Therefore, this threshold of 10 lakhs as applicable to special category state is not applicable here. So what you have to take? 40 lakhs is to be taken. What is the aggregate turnover? 42 lakhs. So registration is a must. Point number one. For Maharashtra, 40 lakhs. Okay. Registration is a must. Where he has to take registration? In Maharashtra, he has to take registration. But in Nagaland, no need of registration because it is wholly exempted supply or non-taxable supply. Persons liable for registration in case of transfer of business. Suppose there is a transfer of business on account of succession or any other reason. It will include transfer or change in ownership of the business due to death of the sole proprietor, and the transfer is made to another person as a going concern. Now the transferee or the successor has to get himself registered with effect from the date of such transfer or succession. With effect from the date of transfer or succession, he should get registered. Now, if the business is transferred due to scheme of amalgamation or arrangement or demerger, and there is a high court order, and the register of companies, what he will do is he will issue a certificate of incorporation. From that date is this date is the effective date for registration of the transferee. Friends, we have completed section number 22. Okay. Now we are dealing with, we are going to deal with section 24, which deals with compulsory registration in certain cases. Now section 22 states that only when the aggregate turnover exceeds the threshold limit, you should get yourself registered. But section 24, what it says is, irrespective of your turnover, you have to get registration. These are overriding provisions. It will start with a non-obstinate clause, meaning notwithstanding anything contained in any other provisions of the Act. Okay. So, section 22 states that you are liable for registration only when you exceed a threshold limit. But what does section 24 state? 24 state that sometimes you are required to get a mandatorily registered irrespective of your aggregate turnover. Okay. But in section 23, some exceptions have been given. Friends, this may sound a little bit confusing, but don't get confused. If you go through this video for 2 or 3 times, you will be able to understand. 22 states that you register if you exceed threshold limit. 24 states that irrespective of your aggregate turnover, get yourself registered. But again, what does 23 state? Don't get a registration in certain cases. Okay. So what we will do is, while reading section 24 itself, we will also go through the exceptions which are given in section 23, so that we will get a holistic understanding. Okay. Now we will deal with section 23. So what does section 23 deal with? Compulsory registration. Person making interstate supply of taxable supply. Person making interstate taxable supply, irrespective of your turnover, you have to get registration. What does it say? Which section it says? 23 state that. But what does section 24 state that. But what does section 23 say? Section 23 says that 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs in 4 states is available if you are making interstate supply of taxable service and of notified handicrafts. So, if you are making interstate supply, compulsory registration is necessary. but but if you are making interstate supply of taxable service or notified handicrafts until 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs for 4 special category states, registration is not necessary. Casual taxable person making taxable supply. What does section 24 say? Compulsorily you should register. But there is an exception given in section 23 which states that 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs for 4 special category states is there for a casual taxable person who is making interstate taxable supplies of notified handicrafts. Okay, of notified handicrafts. Okay, next. What does section 24 say? Persons who are required to pay tax and reverse charge, you should compulsory get yourself registered irrespective of your threshold. But what does section 23 state? 23 states that if you are exclusively engaged in making supplies which are liable to be paid on a reverse charge basis, you are exempted from registration. That's what section 23 states. So section 24 are overriding provisions subject to the provisions contained in section 23. So out of 22, 23, 24, 23rd is the most powerful. Sorry, 23 is the most powerful. 23 is the most powerful as far as rankings are concerned. Rank 1 is 23, rank 2 is 24, rank 3 is 22. Okay, so out of all, the 23 is the most overriding provision. Then comes 24, because 24 provisions are subjected to provisions contained in section 23. Right? Non-taxable resident persons making taxable supply. And as per section 24, they need to compulsory register. E-commerce is concerned. Here, every e-commerce operator who is required to collect tax at source under section 52, this fellow has to register. Okay, and persons who supply goods and or services other than supplies specified under section 9(5) through e-commerce operator who is required to collect tax at source under 52, but threshold limit of 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs is available in case of suppliers supplying services through e-commerce operator. If you are a e-commerce operator who is required to collect a tax at source, that e-commerce operator is compulsorily get registration. If you are a person who is supplying goods through e-commerce operator, register, that e-commerce operator is liable to collect TCS, then you should get registered. But if you are a person who is providing service through a e-commerce operator, then for you threshold limit of 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs is available. Okay, persons who are required to deduct tax under section 151. Okay, you should compulsorily get registration. Persons who make taxable supply of goods or service are both on behalf of other taxable persons as an agent or otherwise. So you are liable to pay tax on behalf of other person. Input service distributor registration is a must. Every person supplying ODR service means online information and database access or retrieval service from a place outside India to a person in India other than a registered person. So if you are providing ODR service from outside India to a person in India other than a registered person, then you should get yourself registered. You should get yourself registered. The provisions relating to section 51, section 52, input service distributor, e-commerce operator, ODR service is dealt at a final level. Okay. Person who are required to pay tax under reverse charge under section 9 subsection 5, you should get compulsorily registered. Okay. Such other persons or class of persons as may be notified by the central government on recommendation of the council. So these 11 people are to compulsory registered, but for 1, 2, 3, 4 there are certain exceptions. Okay. Next. Persons not liable for registration. Persons not liable for registration. This is section 23. Now, persons engaged exclusively in the business of supplying goods and or services not liable to tax are wholly exempt from tax. These people need not get a registration at all. These people need not get a registration at all. Persons engaged exclusively in the business of supplying goods and or services which are not liable to tax or which are wholly exempt from tax, they need not get registration. Let us take the example. Mathur Oils, Punjab is exclusively engaged in supplying petrol. Petrol is a non-taxable item. Now, so it is not required to get itself registered because it is wholly exempt from tax. Bhavya Jyoti Foundation is a charitable trust which is registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act. It is exclusively engaged in the supply of services by way of charitable activities. So exclusively exempted services means you can take the shelter of section 23, whereby you need not get yourself registered. Next comes an agriculturist to the extent of supply of produce out of cultivation of land. First of all, you should be an agriculturist. Thereafter, you should produce something. You are producing something out of cultivation of land. So, three important ingredients or components are there in this exception. Okay. One is you should be an agriculturist. Second, you should produce something and you should supply that produced item. The production is to be from the cultivation of land. Okay. Now, if all these three components are satisfied, then you need not get yourself registered. You are an exempted person. Now, the term agriculturist is defined under section 2 subsection 7 of the Act. Means an individual or an HUF who undertake cultivation of land by own labor or labor of family or by servants on wages payable in cash or kind or by hired labor under personal supervision or the personal supervision of any member of the family. Now, this exemption from registration is restricted only to individuals or HUFs. Now, that too, if this fellow agriculturist is exclusively engaged in supply of the product cultivated from agricultural land, alone is exempt. Now, suppose this agriculturist is also engaged in supply other than supply of produce out of cultivation of land, then for this fellow threshold limits will apply. Okay, let us take an example. Deshbandhu is an agriculturist engaged in cultivation of wheat in his field. in the state of Punjab. Now he is exclusively engaged in supply of wheat cultivated in his field. Now is he liable to registration? No. But he started rice trading. Okay. From supply of wheat, cultivated product is 32, wheat is 9. What happened? 32 plus 9, it is 41. For Punjab, only goods it is 40 lakhs. Exceeded. So he has to pay tax on this turnover. Okay. He has to get himself registered. He has to get himself registered. Getting registration is different. Okay. Paying tax is different. This fellow should get registration, but does it mean that he has to necessarily pay the tax? No. Check whether wheat is liable for tax. Check whether rice is liable for tax. Only branded rice is liable. Branded rice is liable. Wheat also might be the same. So it is not that all the times you have to pay tax if you are registered. It is not like that. Now the concept what we are dealing is whether or not you should get yourself registered or not. Only to that extent we are examining here. Right? Next. Next. Specified category of persons notified by government exempted from obtaining registration. The government may specify certain persons from obtaining registration, not to obtain registration, and on the recommendation of the council, etc. Okay, by way of a notification. Now, a notification dated 19th June 2017 has been issued. Person making only reverse charge supplies. What this fellow is doing is only engaged in making supply of goods or services or both. The tax on which is liable to be paid on reverse charge basis by the recipient of such goods or service are both under section 9 subsection 3. These people need not get themselves registered. Okay. Let us take an example. Manikanta Transporters is a goods transport agency exclusively engaged in supply of GTA services liable for reverse charge at 5%. Now this Manikanta Transport, Manikaran Transporters is supplying only those supply which is liable for reverse charge under section 9.3. So recipient has to pay. Now Manikanta Transporters need not get themselves registered. Okay. Now let us say Manikaran Transporters supply service to Divakar Manufacturing Private Limited, whose aggregate turnover does not exceed the threshold limit. But what happens is, since Manikaran Transporters provided GTA services to Divakar Manufacturing, this fellow has to pay tax on reverse charge. If you are liable to pay tax on reverse charge, though your turnover does not exceed 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs as the case may be, you are liable for registration. But you have to check whether the Divakar Manufacturing will come under any of the provisions in section 23. If he does not come under section 23, suppose this fellow Divakar is supplying exclusively exempted. Exclusively exempted, he need not get himself registered. Okay. Right. So all these provisions have to be examined holistically. 22, 23, 24 notifications have to be applied to a particular situation in a combined manner, and you have to decide whether registration is a must or not. Person making interstate supplies of taxable services up to 20 lakhs. Generally, as per section 24, compulsory registration is necessary if you are making interstate supplies. But if you are making exclusive taxable services of interstate supply, then the uh, threshold limit is applicable. So the person is making interstate supply of taxable service having an aggregate turnover on all India basis not exceeding 20 lakhs in the financial year, 10 lakhs for special category states, 4. Okay, Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur and Nagaland. So normally under section 24, if you are making interstate, what you have to do? Compulsory. But what does section 23 say? If there is a notification by the government, exemption can be taken. Now what is the notification given? Number 10, 13, 10, 2017. If you are making interstate supply of taxable services only, then this 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs limit will apply. Next, let us take the understand it by way of an example. Dola and Co. located in Delhi engaged in supply of taxable goods in the neighboring state of Punjab and Haryana. The aggregate turnover in the current financial year is 10 lakhs. Now this is interstate supply of goods. This is interstate supply of goods, Delhi. Normally, if it is intrastate for Delhi, only goods means 40 lakhs. But here what happened? Interstate has been, the supply is interstate. So for interstate, no threshold. No threshold. So registration is a must. Okay. Suppose Dhola and Co is a interstate supply of service. For interstate supply of service, it will be 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs threshold limit will apply again. Okay. So, if it happens to be only goods, registration is a must. If it happens to be only service, then it will be threshold limit of 20 lakhs in respect of other states, and for special category states, it will be 10 lakhs. Next, persons making interstate taxable supply of notified handicraft goods up to 20 lakhs. Notified handicraft goods, interstate supply. Right. Suppose a person is making interstate supply of goods, compulsory registration is necessary. But what does section 23 state? If government notify, you can take a exemption from registration. Now what does the notification has been made? There is a notification dated 3 of 22 October 2018 stating that a person is making interstate supplies of goods. He need not get registration provided the interstate taxable supplies is of notified handicrafts. So what do you mean by what is here 5? Taxable goods other than handicrafts. It has been mentioned. Because for handicrafts there is an exemption. Here we thought that it is taxable for interstate supply of goods because other than handicrafts has been mentioned in the example. If it happens to be handicrafts, we have 20 lakhs exemption limit. Okay. So now what do you mean by handicrafts? Handicrafts have been defined in this notification. You can go through that. what are those items which are considered as handicapped goods, and persons making interstate taxable supply of notified products. So what are the notified products have been given in the notification? Predominantly made by hand, even though some machinery may also be used in the process. So notified handicrafts, notified products, notified products made by craftsmen predominantly by hand, even though some machinery may have been used. Aggregate value will be 20 lakhs threshold limit. For special category states 10 lakhs. But he should have a PAN and he should generate a EVA bill. He should have a PAN and he should have generated EVA bill. Okay. Let us understand this by way of an example. A Private Limited is located in Madhya Pradesh. He is a supplier of notified handicrafts. He supplied goods to Uttar Pradesh and Orissa, means interstate he is doing. Interstate. As per section 24, interstate supply of goods registration is a must. But 23 overrides 24. What does 23 say? If government notifies, no need of registration. What did the government notify? 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs? Aggregate turnover in the month of April is 15 lakhs. Now, is it liable to get registration? No, because you have 20 lakhs threshold limit. And he can avail the exemption under this notification. Casual taxable person making interstate taxable supplies of notified handicrafts. Now here, what is point number C? Point number C is any person. But what is point number D? Point number D, this casual taxable person is making interstate supply of notified handicraft goods up to 20 lakhs. Okay. Normally, a casual taxable person should get himself registered as per section 24. Compulsory registration is there. But what does section 23 overrides and say? If there is a notification, you need not get yourself registered. Here the notification states that the casual taxable person making handicraft goods which are referred in point C above are notified products, predominantly handmade, but though some machinery might be used. What are the conditions? They are taking the exemption as per notification 318. Aggregate value does not exceed 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs. There should be PAN and an e-way bill should have been generated. E-way bill have been generated. So friends, this session I will leave it here. From the next paragraph, we will examine in our next session. But what I suggest is, you go through this video some 2 or 3 times to have a better understanding. I will give you a nutshell again. For registration, we have section 22. Section 22 states that if the threshold limit is exceeded, you have to get yourself registered, and you also have a special notification who is exclusively dealing in goods. Some 40 lakhs is there for some states. Thereafter, you have your section 24, which states that in certain cases you should get yourself compulsorily registered. But it is subjected to the provisions given in section 23, wherein it states that in some cases you need not at all get yourself registered. Okay. So friends, go through this some 2 or 3 times to have a better understanding. See you in next class.